I thought about what would be a good video for the new year. What would be said on the first of the year? I think what I'm going to say to all of you people is that you're right. You're right about everything. Like literally, I mean, aliens have come and visited us. There's been relics left behind. We reverse engineered things. Like mind control is possible. We've done all kinds of government experiments, and the government's corrupt. Uh, I'd compare it to like it's more like the Halo game where you're a Spartan, and then you have like four different basic powers. There's you can make a hologram of yourself, you can make an overshield, you can make a super fast dash, or like one other thing I can't remember. But it's like that. The government has they can either create like an internet profile or internet identity or something or a hologram of themselves. Like social media and all this other stuff, these are all holograms. Like we think of a hologram as like a crudely, articulate fuzz of light, in the air somewhere. But they can just create a hologram right here on a phone, and everybody thinks like AI is so superior, but it's like humans had to train AI, and AI can only think logistically. It can only think like objectively, like literally. It doesn't have like it doesn't have the creative power or the ability to see things figuratively or how they relate, how they all combine together. I guess the hidden meaning behind things, I think AI doesn't understand. Kind of conjecture or maybe sarcasm, things like that. But yeah, like the powers of Halo, and then you can also, if you work for the government, you can make a hologram. You can also get a car, which is like the super fast dash. You get transportation wherever you want to go. You can get an overshield, which is like just basically getting housing, like the old Craigslist that used to be used for agents to find roommates, in safe houses for the three-letter groups. So, I mean, basically all the little and what I mean by you're right, and it kind of sucks. It's a double-edged sword though, because you're right. It is all true, all the technology and everything. But what's also right is that the wrong people have taken control of it. So, absolute power absolutely corrupts. And um, I guess I wouldn't say. I mean, you have to be kind of brave, but they compare bravery to stupidity. But brave enough to do a whole bunch of bad things, like they're down enough to, to have enemies and make enemies, make more enemies. They're like, the classic YOLO uh, mantra. But literally, I mean, that's just YOLO equals justifiable homicide, essentially. Like, uh, it, there's reasons for morality, and I don't want this to turn into a religious rant because I hate when you're reading a good book and then the last chapter is like, because I found God. But I've, I'd say in my past, I've lived a lot of different lives. Criminal element, legal element, home, family, to streets and gangs, and I've done like in all different avenues of life. Uh, and there's a reason, and the thing is by the time you find out why there's rules, why there's religion, why there's morals, why there's values, by the time you find out why, you're too late. And they talk about this with like Epstein Island, and they try and say, oh, life's like this 5D ascension now, because we're all holograms instead of real people, and the it's not just trafficking, but they're drinking the blood, or they're extracting adrenochrome, or uh, extrapolating their energy some way. But in reality, it's just they don't like get the energy and the other person doesn't have it. They just make the person lose all the power that they have, because once you cross that threshold, and I know because I've gotten close, that threshold where you can't go back. They say you can't uneat a banana. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't put the banana back in the peel. So once they have that power over you, it's not that they have more power, it's that you don't have any, right? And once you don't have any power over them, then you've given up control of your life. And that's why, they want people in a compromising position. They want people that have to lie or they die. They don't want people to just calmly sit and tell the truth, like old grandma and grandpa, about how they're honest and they worked their whole life and they fought in the war and yada yada. They want people that basically have to get up in front of people, shake and scared, and come up with the best thing come off the top of their head, because it's entertaining. And to some extent, we all kind of revel in those moments where you get to see someone kind of squirm on a hook, And especially as a religious leader, I find it hard. It's a mix of being merciful, but also being strict, but also, you know, letting them down easy, being, breaking things to them easily, and not like confrontation. And so, because Religion is about delivering people from the bonds of powerlessness. And so having religion in your life both protects you in a way from losing your power and also gives you a little bit of your power back at some point. So, and you could go round and round and talk about which religion or how beneficial it is, and you could just live life in an agnostic way that, it's better to err on the side of caution and have good principles and live by the golden rule than to actually believe that there's an omnipotent creator of some sort that's going to do something to you if you do something wrong, or that you're going to suffer horribly bad. I don't think there's any one deity or villain in the story that's going to make you suffer, but you can make yourself suffer, and sometimes you're your own worst critic. I know. Uh, I've always been, and that's just a personality trait of mine, I guess, is being more critical than anyone else in my life. So, I mean, that's why I almost laugh when people try and mock me or, troll me or do something. It's because, man, I've spent so much time regulating my emotions, like evaluating what I'm saying, building my vocabulary, finding a niche, being useful, having a purpose, doing the right thing, having vigilance, uh, being assertive and disciplined, and having, uh, understanding things, wisdom to back things up. Because knowledge is nothing without wisdom, and wisdom in a fool's hand is just just a rodeo of clowns. So I don't know. And there's a lot of characters on here. I think a lot of them are fake, but there's some of us out there that are still actual real characters, do the real thing. So enjoy the truth.